Kristina.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
So this is our last session. So I thought we would review things that we talked about so you can update me. And then explore some things a little bit deeper that we had gone into. And then at the end, leave some time for last minute questions if there's anything you want to ask me. And then that would conclude our sessions together.
Okay.
So let's talk about the move. Where are you and your husband on that?
Well, we're pretty much about 99% sure that we're going to be moving to Cape Coral.
Okay.
We're actually going this weekend again. We've been looking further into things. I actually joined a forum for Cape Coral residents, and I kind of just wanted to see people's views on that actually live there outside of people that we know. And I expressed my concerns, told them I've been living in South Florida my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I'm coming from Cincinnati. I don't need the whole Florida spiel.
Right.
So it was nice to see people on there from Miami and Fort Lauderdale all saying that it was the best move they could have ever done, that the quality of life out there is just a lot better. The only downfall is that restaurants and the night stuff closes earlier than it does in South Florida, which for us as a family, that's not a big deal to me because it's not like we go to the club and do those sort of things. So it was nice to see that people actually had a lot of positives. So it kind of helped us to believe we're in the right direction.
Okay, good. So that sounds like all pretty positive things. The negative things don't seem to bother you, so they're of no concern.
Yeah, and I feel too, I like the fact it is only 2 hours away because it's not like we're going to be out of everybody's life completely, you know? It's super easy to just pick up and come over for a Dolphins game, or if we need to come for a birthday party, it's doable. It's not like it's a 6-hour drive and it takes the day away.
Mm-hmm. So you can focus now on just all the other aspects of the move instead of where to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty set. How are your stress levels?
I'd say they're up and down. I have some days where I'm pretty calm. I think I have it all figured out, and then I have my other days where I'm pretty manic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What do you mean manic? Do you to that extreme manic, or is that just a little bit of it of
Yeah, I feel like it's one extreme to the next. There's never a gray area, really. I'm either just super happy and super confident in the direction we're going in, or then I feel like, what the hell am I thinking and what am I getting myself into? I'm lost.
So the manic episodes, is it just about the move, or do you experience manic episodes on a daily basis, or on not a daily, but on in different situations besides the move?
No, I think it's pretty much just triggered by the move.
Okay.
Because I just feel like it's such a life-changing thing that, yes, there are so many positives, but at the same time, there's bad everywhere, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we're moving to Pleasantville,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not being naive in that sense. But I just kind of like that everyone agrees that the quality of life out there is better. I think my worst fear is being away from friends and family, even though it is only 2 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different, not having somebody down the street.
Yeah.
And we are not going to know what that's like until it happens.
Yeah. So that's where the manic comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Only about the move.
Pretty much.
Okay. We're just curious to see if that was a normal
Yeah.
behavior on other things, because that would be something to look into if it is. But
Yeah.
so what about some things that you were doing? Are you still going to the barn? Is that still feeling good as a stress reliever?
Definitely. Yeah, we're going once a week, so it's nice. It definitely helps me to escape whatever is going on and just have a good hour to just kind of be in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely calming.
What else? Any other what were the other stress relievers we had? How about breathing? Are you working on those?
Yeah, I'm trying. Sometimes I forget to breathe, but
Right.
But yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to be more conscious about when it is happening, to kind of control my emotion, kind of give myself time to react instead of just instantly reacting. I think that's my downfall.
Okay, but you've been working on it. You're
Yeah,
aware of it. Okay.
I'm aware of it. Not that it's changed much, but at least I'm aware, I guess.
Right. What do you think you could do that would kind of increase your trying?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Mm-hmm. Well, just stay aware of it, and you know it's there, and maybe that will come to you. Something else. And how about with the kids? Are you finding yourself still yelling a lot at the kids?
Yes and no. I think with Gianna especially, she's been in a weird stage. So I'm trying to be patient with her. I'm trying to use a better tone with her. And I think I'm getting a better reaction out of her.
That's interesting.
So seeing that there is a better reaction is kind of helping me to calm it.
So are you feeling better about that, or are you still feeling like this is a genetic situation?
Yeah, there's times where I feel that, it's just, I can see myself oh my God, I sound just like my mother.
Yeah.
The person I didn't want to be.
I get it.
So, that I'm kind of hard on myself about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm aware.
Yeah. Well, there's something, that I wanted to read to you. I wanted to explore this a little bit just because most of our sessions were about stress and of daily life. And so this is another class that I'm taking. It's called Human Development. And I actually read this morning and I was like, whoa, I have to read this to Kristina because I think it's something that we know as people. But then when you read it and you kind of see it another way, you're like, wow, that makes so much sense. So I just wanted to read a few of these things to you. Okay, so this is on accumulating stress. Okay, so a stressor is an experience, circumstance, or condition that affects a person. Thus, a stress is external. It's on the outside. If stresses are internalized, the way you take them in, they are stressors. Okay, so between ages 25 and 65, family members die, disasters destroy homes, jobs disappear, and even welcome events, a new marriage, birth, job, all those things cause stress. In addition, daily life is filled with minor stressors called hassles. So that was interesting to me because I don't like the word stress.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Hassle. That's good, right? It feels better, just that word hassle. Okay, so these hassles: traffic jams, spilled food, noise at night, rude strangers, aches and pains, dirty pots, and much more. Okay.
I like that.
Right. These daily hassles and the major stressors destroy your health. Okay? So if organ reserves are depleted, the physiological toll of stress can lower your immunity, increase blood pressure, speed up the heart, reduce sleep, and produce many other reactions.
Oh, wow.
That can lead to stress. And that kind of made me think of those panic attacks. Okay? So these stresses have to be controlled.
Yeah.
And these hassles, these daily hassles. Some are stressors, some are just hassles. Okay?
Got a lot of hassle.
Yeah, we do. At our age, at 30 years old, it's filled with lots of hassles. It is.
Mm-hmm.
The coping methods.
Stressors increase all the bad habits: drug use, overeating, underexercise, sometimes relieving the stress, but eventually making it worse. Stress does not merely correlate with illness, it causes illness.
Wow.
So then they give an example about how this experiment to prove that it causes illness. In an experiment, volunteers indicated how stressed they felt, and then they agreed to have a cold virus squirted up their nostrils. A week later, some of them were stuffy, sneezing, and feverish, and others were fine. The stress factor was crucial. So those with the higher stress levels got the same sickness stuffed up their nose, but retained the illness, where the people who were less stressed didn't.
Wow.
So I felt that was really important
Yeah.
to hear. Okay, another highlight, coping. So coping with these hassles, coping with these stressors. Coping involves cognition, using your brain, because people choose what to do. We choose the abuse of alcohol and other drugs. This is a form of avoidant coping. So when you're using alcohol or drugs or whatever, you're avoiding, you're ignoring the problem. You're either literally trying to forget it or you're trying to hide it. This is the worst way of coping. It increases depression and the risk of suicide.
Wow.
Not that you're nearly there,
Yeah.
just something to point out, because I think that a lot of people use avoidant coping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wine.
Right, and it's just something to be aware of. Am I drinking right now because I'm stressed? Because it's not good for you.
Yeah.
And it's something that in the next 20 years could regret just your overall health.
Yeah.
Psychologists distinguish between two positive ways of coping with stress. So here are the two ways that I think might help. In addition to all the things that you've named over the past few sessions, here are some other ones just to keep in mind. Problem-focused coping. Problem-focused coping, people attack the stressor directly. For instance, by confronting a difficult boss or by moving out of a noisy neighborhood. So it's taking action, not, beating it like a dead horse. You
Just complain and complain with nothing.
You take on the action, you do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's emotion-focused coping. When people try to change their emotional reactions. For instance, you try to change from anger to acceptance, making the stressor disappear and becoming stronger and more empathetic because of it. Okay. Not only do people need to figure out the best strategy to deal with each particular problem, but they also need to figure out when other people will help and when they will not. Getting social support is generally a good strategy. Other people provide suggestions, lighten the load, and add humor or perspective. But sometimes other people criticize, distract, or delay a person's coping. That kind of just made me think a little bit, in your situation, like with your mom.
Yeah.
You've said a few times about just her making it worse.
Mm-hmm.
So be aware that people can affect your stress.
Yeah.
And do something about it. Don't let it take over.
Become me. Yeah.
Become you, exactly. The best coping strategy depends on the situation. Worse than either problem or emotion-focused coping is no strategy. Denying a problem until it escalates or takes a physical toll, such as causing high blood pressure, digestive difficulties, or even a heart attack. So, before you hit that panic attack, to me it almost seems like it went too far. There's something you're not dealing with. You need to deal with it before it hits to those not feeling well panic attacks.
Yeah.
Find your method and try and work on that stress, because from what I'm reading, in the next 20 years, everything we do now is going to affect our mental health, our physical health, everything in the future.
Wow.
Here's a few more things and then I'm done. Some people respond to their stressors with religious coping, believing that there is some divine purpose for their problem. Social scientists find that religious coping is particularly likely when people have illnesses or disasters. As with other forms of coping, sometimes religious coping mitigates a stressor, so sometimes it helps. But other times it makes it worse. So be careful when you use religious coping.
Gotcha.
You get that, right?
Yeah.
I want you to explore. I want you to think about it and ask me anything.
Okay.
From what I got was from religious coping was sometimes I think it's an avoidance,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an easier way just to say this is God's way of doing it, or
Like using him as a scapegoat,
kind of just like the drugs and alcohol is what I got from it.
Yeah.
When challenges are successfully met, not only do people feel more effective and powerful, but the body's damaging responses to stressors, increased heart rate, breathing, hormonal changes, immune system breakdowns, cognitive lapses, so brain, memory stuff, and so on, they're averted, they're gone. So find those challenges and meet them, and that will help with stress.
Yeah.
Effective coping strengthens the immune system and promotes health. For adults, potential stressors can become positive turning points. So not all stress is negative.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think?
I like everything that you just said.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that hits the nail right on the head.
Yeah. Kind of helps, I think, in everything we've discussed over the past few sessions of stress and hassles.
Yeah.
Which I like, really distinguishing what's a stress, what's a hassle, how do I work on it, how do I not take it too far.
Yeah, and I like that you said let's fix the hassles and fix the stressors instead of just stressing.
Exactly. And it's funny because it seems so logical. It makes so much sense, but for some reason it's like...
That's not a reaction.
Yeah, right. It's not an action that we take. And I think it's very important to take those actions, be aware of how you deal with that stress, because you want to live a long, healthy life mentally and physically.
Yeah. I mean, I want to be a good grandma one day. So.
Right. And you want to be healthy. You don't want to be sickly. And from the information that I'm reading, it will cause illness.
Wow.
So be aware of those hassles and those stressors. We're actually coming to the end. We have like a little minute left. So I'm going to say one thing, and then I want you to ask me anything that you want. Even though our sessions are over, we can obviously still ever talk if you need me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you move and you decide, hey, I still really want to talk to someone, there's therapy everywhere. Insurance, I know Obamacare does like $20 for unlimited sessions. So that's always available to you.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's definitely good to have some sort of outlet outside of the inner circle of family to be able to have, it's almost like, I feel like a de-stressor in itself.
Yeah.
It's just letting it out there.
I agree.
It helps so much, and I thank you. I appreciate all this.
Sure. So what, is that it? Do you have any questions of anything we've ever discussed?
I don't think so. I mean, you pretty much have explained everything very well, so I think I'm definitely going to take into action everything that you suggested, and I hope that it benefits my life.
It's going to. Mm-hmm. It's going to. You got to stay positive and work on those stressors. Don't let them eat you. Don't let them take over you.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of people who are not doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Use people for help and just...
Yeah, hassle-free.
Hassle-free. Work on those stresses because everyone has hassles.
Mm-hmm. It's how you deal with them.
That's right. It's how you respond, how you deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
Humor, they say, is a good one.
Yeah.
And,
That's Chris.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. All right, Kristina.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right.